Everything seems to be about crisis management and short-term fixes, whether it's, a quick splash of cash that ends up being $140,000 a day for Wellcamp because, we're in the moment and we don't have a plan, or whether it's to, promise a hospital upgrade at the Redlands at the last election that still hasn't even had a sod turned. Yep. Everything seems to be about the announcement rather than the substance. But you've had mayors from these regional areas from which all of the productivity is coming, and they say they're not getting their fair share. What are they telling you?
Look, I don't think you can reach any other conclusion than that. And there's probably two parts to that. Since the last election and in the lead up to the last election, we had tens of billions of dollars of announcements. And that's all they are, right? So you look at them, they're unfunded and in the never, never, whether it be copper string, whether it be the jobs and energy plan. There are projects announced by the state Labor government that have been pushed into the never, never and are unfunded. And it's not just state Labor. We shouldn't forget what Albanese and Chalmers have done in Queensland as well by cutting a swathe through nation-building infrastructure in regional Queensland, whether it be Hells Gate, Urana, Hewenden irrigation scheme.
They've binned the lot, haven't they?
They've binned the lot, and they've got $15 billion of more Queensland infrastructure projects on the potential chopping block. They've denied Bruce Highway funding until beyond the next election. So no matter how you look at it, regional Queensland is losing out on their fair share, and particularly when you realise that they are building the wealth of our state.
That really is where all of the wealth and prosperity for Queensland comes from our regions, and particularly from the mining and agriculture sectors. How do we help people in the cities understand how important it is that we have tax settings that provide an incentive to invest in our regions, rather than telling people, go put your money somewhere else because the sovereign risk here is out of control?
Well, if you look at over the last couple of years of the Palaszczuk government, there is one word that keeps coming through when I'm speaking with investors, stakeholders and international trading partners, and that is uncertainty. And we have an uncertain taxation, an uncertain regulatory environment. Who could forget the Japanese ambassador to our country, Shingo Yamagami, coming out and calling out the coal royalty increases and the way that was delivered. You can't build confidence in an economy if you don't have certainty in taxation and regulation. And what we've seen from this government time and again is that they don't show that respect to the private sector. Private sector capital expenditure in Queensland has flatlined under the Palaszczuk Labor government. Now, that's not good enough. That's not the kind of Queensland I want to see, because we should be a state of great opportunity, and we know the opportunity out there in mining and agriculture and manufacturing and a services economy. There is so much that we should be doing, and that's why we need stability in regulatory settings and a vision for the future.
If only the debt would also flatline or go down.
Indeed.
David Janetzki, thank you so much for your time and your expertise tonight.
Brilliant. Thanks, man.